You're tuned into Len Amsterdam.
Hi, I'm Joyce Bartholomew, and today in the studio my guest is Jim Melanson, Web Design. And I'd like to introduce Jim today.
Hello, Joyce.
Hi. I'd like to ask about your image that comes up of Prometheus.
That's right. The first image that someone sees when they visit my website is of Prometheus, who is a Greek titan. And Prometheus' claim to fame is that he brought fire from the gods down to the people below. And that is the same idea of bringing knowledge to the people down below, and that's what the internet is all about. It's about bringing knowledge freely to everybody who wants to find it.
Great. And how did you start out?
I started out after I bought my computer just surfing the net and visiting different sites and seeing the different styles and different designs that were out there, and I became very interested in how people did this. And so I started looking at the sources for the pages, and I started looking at tutorials on how to create web pages, and I realized that this is something that's really easy that anybody who just applies himself can learn.
Right.
And that's what I did. I applied myself.
Right, that's wonderful. So you also started out with HTML. Can you describe that? HTML, what does that stand for?
HTML is Hypertext Markup Language, and that's what's used to create web pages on the web. And basically what it is, it's a page of information, and you take the information on the page and you mark it up to look the way you want it to look.
And now you're programming in Perl.
That's correct. I've studied the language of Perl all on my own, and now I'm creating programs that are used with the Common Gateway Interface pages. And these are things like guest books, forms, mail-in forms, anything that you can think of.
And what does CGI stand for?
Common Gateway Interface.
And that's the most popular language, is Perl, for CGI scripting for the web. Is
that's
that right?
Correct. CGI is the protocol that allows the programs to interface with the web pages.
Right. You've also written a book. What's it called and when's it coming out?
I've written a book called HTML for Beginners, and it's being edited right now, and hopefully that will be out by the early part of the spring.
Right. And this is, he's self-publishing this book. So what does that exactly mean?
That means that I'm going to print it up, copy it, bind it, distribute it, push it, all on my own.
And how can they find out about this book?
Once it's ready for distribution, it'll be available on my website. You can read more information on it there and order it off the website. And I'm also going to place it in specialty software and computer stores.
Oh, great, great. And what is your main source of exposure?
My main source of exposure right now is Charityware. That's my website where I distribute my scripts from. And I gain my exposure through search engines and link exchanges and banner exchanges.
And can you explain the banner exchange? Because that's your largest form of exposure.
That's my largest form of exposure. I use Link Exchange. It's a company on the net, and you create a graphical banner that describes your site or your company, and you register with Link Exchange, give it to them, and you put Link Exchange banners on your site, and every time somebody views your site, that earns you credits that allows your banner to be to sites.
Right.
I started out with about 100 hits a day, and since putting Link Exchange up, I've gone to about 800 hits a day.
That's wonderful. So 100 hits a day to now 800 hits a day, and that's on average, and that's pretty remarkable. Being a self-taught, just newly professional web designer.
That's right. You just have to apply yourself.
That's absolutely amazing. We wanted to say that Microsoft does have on average 10 to 30,000 hits per day, but that's Microsoft, the biggest there. Very well. And how can people look you up and find more about your website?
They can visit my website on the web at www.thebeaches.to/jmwd. And plus I'm also listed on most of the major scripting sites and programming sites, as well as on the search engines.
And what about the URL? Can they use that as well?
That's right. That's www.thebeaches.to. That'll get you to my site.
Okay. And URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining us today, Jim Melanson, Web Design.
Thank you.
And I'm Joyce Bartholomew, signing off.